Hey guys, it's Jessica, and today I am excited to try out a new product. I went out and bought this in a recent Target haul, and if that video is live, I shopped live and showed you guys what I was buying and talked through kind of why I was buying things, and this was one of those things that I bought. And it is the Maybelline Master Camo color correcting pen, I think is what they call it. Why can't I find my language? There we go. Nope. Color correcting pen, yes. So I got it in the shade 50, which is Apricot. So the idea of this is that it's supposed to be for dark circles. So I'm actually on Ulta's website, and it retails at Ulta for $9.99. I think I got it for cheaper at Target. You know, shop around or wait for a coupon from Ulta or like a buy one get one 50% off. Something like that. But anyway, they have other colors, and I'll show you on the screen, but they have green, they have yellow, this apricot one, they have red, purple, and light pink. So for the apricot one, it's meant for dark circles. So they say it's designed to fix targeted skin tone issues. They have shades for different skin tones, which those are the shades I just mentioned. I presume the red would be for dark circles, but it's for deeper skin tones. So if you're more like me, you'd want apricot. If you're a lot deeper, you'd go for the red. Now the idea is this is not meant to be used alone to cover the dark circles. You're supposed to use this in conjunction with concealer and foundation. The way that I apply this, and I'll show you me applying it here in just a second. I apply this first, I blend it in with a beauty sponge, then I apply concealer and blend that in. I had already had foundation on. Now, if you really, really wanted to conceal this, you could do this first, then concealer, then foundation. It really is up to you and your style of doing makeup or what looks good on you. You might try it one way and then say, you know what, let me try it this other way tomorrow. So that's your call. I just do it the way I do it, and it works for me. So I've been using this for a little while now, and I wanted to show you how I've been using it and then my thoughts on if I think you should go out and buy it. So the applicator has this sponge tip that's an interesting shape. It's kind of almost like a teardrop shape, and it bends backwards, and you twist the bottom to get the formula up into the sponge. And so it's a soft sponge, but it's firm, if that makes any sense. And this really truly is an orangish peach apricot shade. And so, you know, when you put it on, it's kind of alarming. And the very first time I put it on, I was like, oh my gosh, like it's so orange. How is this gonna work? But because it's got that color, that's what's really neutralizing those dark circles on your inner eye or your under eye. I have really dark circles on my inner eye and under eye. And I just always have. I think like even since I was a kid, it's just who I am and how I was made. Anyway, so let me show you me applying this, and I'll walk you through. So for me, I apply it on my inner corner and right near my kind of under eye. And then I like to grab a sponge. Today I'm using my pink L'Oreal sponge, which I can link below. I really, really like it. I'm just using that. It is wet, which is important, and I'm using that to blend it in. Now, I will say this, if you really wanted to pack a punch, you don't have to use a sponge. You could just use your finger or maybe a small brush to blend it in. I just like a sponge. I've gotten used to using it, and it works pretty well, but I will say it definitely will be more coverage if you don't use a sponge. So after that, I'm gonna put on a concealer, and today I'm using the Milani Retouch and Erase Light Lifting Concealer. I'll link this below if I can find. Milani's kind of hard to find online, but I love this one. I have it in the shade Fair, and so I'm applying it in that same area, and I'm gonna blend it with the other side of the same sponge. And I really feel like when you put the concealer over it, that's where you really see like, wow, it really looks so much better. It really looks brightened. You can't see as much of the dark circles. For me, this is an added step. When you're in a rush in the morning for work, the last thing you're thinking about is putting on 2 different concealers, basically, because that's essentially what we're doing with this. So you kind of have to decide for yourself, like, is it worth the extra step? Are they bad enough that it's worth it? So for me, I don't think, like, I'm not embarrassed to go out with no makeup on. I don't think they're so bad that it's, like, alarming. Does that make sense? But I do, like, you know, if I'm filming, but also I've even done it for work. I've done it, and I feel like it does make a difference. Now, could I put on a really high coverage concealer and still make it look really good, like on its own without the Master Camo? Of course. But for every day, I don't like putting on heavy concealer because it just ages me more than I want it to. So I like this because it doesn't add any more age, and if I'm using a concealer that I know I already love and that doesn't make me look older, then I'm totally down for this because I think together they really do work well. I've tried it with thicker concealers and it works just fine. I've tried it with thinner. I mean, it really does work well with like I've tried 5 different concealers with it and they all work really well. So the other thing to think about is like they have the green one, which would cancel out redness. So if you have like a red nose, which I do, but for me, things break apart on my nose a lot. And so I don't know that I want to put that there and I don't like putting green on my nose just because if the foundation above it starts to break apart, I don't want green to be showing through. Like to me, that's worse. But for this, I'm never really worried about it because while it is a totally different shade than my skin tone, I don't think that's ever gonna happen because of the way we blended it in and because this area doesn't really break up on me very much. So my final verdict on this is I think it is actually really good. Like I said, I haven't tried the other shades to know how it would wear on different parts of your face. If you have, please let us know below. That way if someone is watching this and they're considering trying out maybe the green one or the purple, let's talk about these. So the yellow, I'm just realizing I didn't talk about the other ones. Yellow, it's created to brighten dullness, which, you know, I don't know if you have dull maybe areas of your skin. The purple, they say, is to neutralize sallowness. So maybe if you've got a yellowish area you don't want to be, or you just feel you've got that sallow pallor. I just like saying that. And then the pink is to brighten dullness for light skin tones. So the yellow is for dullness for light to medium. So you know yourself, you know what would work for you, but I definitely think it's worth trying. I really liked this one, and I think I like this better than like, you know, I have other salmon concealers like the Erase Paste from Benefit or, you know, all those different kinds. And while I really love those, like the Bobbi Brown one I really like, it's expensive. This is still different though than those because with those, I can do that and I don't have to put another concealer over it. Whereas with this, you really do have to. But I think I like the finished look of this better than I do with the other stuff, if that makes sense. So that's my final verdict. I think it is totally awesome. I'd put my GM Beauty 89 stamp of approval on it, at least on this shade. So like I said, let us know below if you've tried some other ones. If you enjoyed this style of video, definitely give it a thumbs up. I hope that you will subscribe to catch more of my videos, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.